Hey guys, this is Will, and today I'll be showing you how to clean out and maintain your Bosch Green Star combi boiler. Alright, so the first step is to turn the power off at the power switch. And just for grins, I usually like to turn the gas off as well. And then what you're going to want to do is come down here and not completely take off, but just loosen these two screws at the bottom of the cover with a Phillips head screwdriver. Then you come up top, you undo this one clip, and the panel will slide right off. Alright, so with the cover off, we can see a few of the components in here. We have the heat exchanger, which is what we'll be cleaning out today. We have the inducer motor, which we'll also be cleaning out. This is an expansion tank. It's a sealed unit, nothing to do there. And you'll just want to make sure that you're vacuuming out this whole case and down here too, getting any debris that may have blown in out of there. Bosch recommends this tool. It looks kind of like a cheese grater, but it helps remove buildup from the walls of the heat exchanger. First step is going to be to use a wrench to undo these two bolts right here. Once you have removed the two screws, the heat exchanger cover and backing plate come off. Set those off to the side. Make sure you have a vacuum and start using the heat exchanger tool. Be careful not to damage the sensor or the wires. Starting up at the top, go and you clean out any oxidation, and go down a row. And continue all the way down to the bottom, keeping in mind that there are two more rows underneath this gap right here. Next is to get a look at the flame pad. What you're gonna do, take a Phillips head screwdriver and undo this unit right here and remove it. With that module removed, it's a good time to inspect your flame sensor and your igniter anodes. In this case, they look pretty good. Next, you're going to remove these two cotter pins, unscrew these bolts, and unscrew this bolt, this tall bolt in the back as well. Just a note, you don't have to unscrew that back one all the way. You just have to undo it enough that you can just push it back and out of the little locking mechanism on the cap of the heat exchanger. The next thing we're going to undo is this screw right here and this screw right here. And that'll allow us to take this inducer motor assembly and put it off to the side. So with that front screw removed and the back screw loosened, we can swivel this collar up out of the way. And then the inducer motor is free there. Next thing to do is to undo the grounding wire and this wire harness right here as well. With the inducer out, you can see another area where you're going to want to clean. Stick your vacuum down into the blower assembly. Make sure that the circuit board is all clear. And vacuum out each of these tubes right here, as well as the draft stack right there. Once you've done all that, you can take the lid of the heat exchanger, lift it up and off, set it off to the side next to your inducer motor. I've already cleaned this unit prior to the video, but this burner area gets pretty gross, so it's a good thing to vacuum out, make sure there's no debris in it, make sure that there's no debris within the unit itself, and you can even use a small brush to clean this out too. Once everything is cleaned out, start reinstalling components. Put the heat exchanger lid back on, followed by the inducer motor. It's better done with two hands. Make sure to hold the bottom of the screw and tighten both ends to ensure that it's down tight, because this is, in essence, the lid to your heat exchanger. You'll also want to make sure that the gap in the nut lines up with the hole to the screw, so you can put your cotter pin back in. Alright, next you'll reinstall the inducer motor. Make sure that the draft stack right there goes to the center hole on the inducer. Slide the unit back in, like so. Line it up. There we go. And then you put this collar swing it back around to lock these two parts together. All right, with the inducer motor and corresponding wires reattached, you can put the anode unit back in, just like that. Tighten these screws in, and that'll be all set. Final step is to reinstall the heat exchanger cover. So that slides on in here. And then put the two bolts back in, and the heat exchanger will be closed. All right, making sure you didn't leave any tools inside the unit, you can go ahead and put the cover back on. All right, then just remember to put the gas back on, turn the power back on, and you are set for another season of heating and making hot water. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Out.